And now joining us in studio is a man who's been a friend of the show since its inception. He's the musical director for Charlie Thomas and the Drifters, who is a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We welcome to the program our good friend, Brockton native, Mr. Jack Colombo. Jack, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hey, guys, good morning. Hey, happy 1 year.
Thank you.
What a milestone.
We appreciate it.
That's fantastic. You guys have been doing great.
Thank you so much, Jack. What have you been up to lately? Because last time I saw you, and I think we almost killed a half hour talking about this in the airwaves, you invited Mike and myself to this lavish, and I don't even know if lavish is a big enough word to describe this, private party that Charlie Thomas of the Drifters was performing at with Benny King. And Mike couldn't make it. I could. And Mike missed the craziest private party I've ever experienced in my life. This guy was one eccentric millionaire who threw this party, Mike. I want to be this guy. But
I think a lot of people do.
That was last time I saw you. What have you been up to as of late?
Well, you know, we did a few more shows with the Drifters. Florida. Went to Florida.
Nice warm weather.
Nice warm weather. It was only a couple days, but, you know, try to bring a little bit of warm weather back. New Jersey. And our next show coming up is actually in New Bedford.
Oh, so you're going to say local.
April 26th. Yeah, local one. It's an annual oldies rock and roll doo-wop show that my associate and myself do every year.
And it's Charlie Thomas and the Drifters?
Yeah, it's going to be the Drifters, the Cookies. They did Chains.
Okay.
All right, they had a few hits out. Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs, they did Stay just a little bit longer.
All right.
Little Darlin', they did that. And Eddie Rich, who had a few hits out. So it's an oldies rock and roll show, sort of with an R&B flair. And also Barbara Harris, who did Lover's Concerto, who happens to be one of my favorite singers on the circuit. So it's a really, really good show. And it will be April 26th.
We'll have to have you on again before that show to talk about that. One cool thing about knowing Jack Colombo, Mike, is that I can say things like this and be completely truthful. Just the other day, one of my students was talking about how much they love the Supremes. And I said the following, and I meant it. Yeah, a friend of mine had dinner with Mary Wilson about a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You did a cruise with Charlie Thomas and the Drifters, but also Mary Wilson, the Supremes was there, and a whole cavalcade of other oldies rock and roll acts, right?
Yes, it was. It's a yearly cruise that goes out, and we perform on it. I think it's been every other year. It was the Drifters, Mary Wilson of the Supremes, who was it? Paul Revere and the Raiders, and B.J. Thomas.
Is it actually?
And the Cowsills.
And the Cowsills.
Remember them?
Yes.
Yeah. Rain in the Park and other things.
Do you know the drummer for the Cowsills is now the touring drummer for the Beach Boys?
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was on the Queen Latifah show with them a few weeks ago.
That's really cool.
Our favorite show.
That's our favorite show.
Yeah.
9 a.m. on whatever channel it's on. It's on whatever channel we keep the TV on all morning. So April 26th, New Bedford, Charlie Thomas is performing with the Drifters. You're the musical director for Charlie Thomas's Drifters. You also have another project you're working on that you were telling us about last time we saw you here in the studio. More of just a traditional oldies band that you and some friends are getting together and doing some stuff, correct?
That is correct. We had our first rehearsal a few weeks ago, and we're just trying to put together a classic rock thing to work in the area. And I also, you know, began another project where we're doing all Beatles songs. And perhaps we're going to learn a set of Beatles and a set of Beach Boys. So,
perhaps
do the Britain, meets the U.S.
That would actually be very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm working on that. And, of course, I'm always teaching piano during the week, as well. So.
And where is your music school, by the way, for the folks who know? Because if you want to learn piano in this area, Jack Colombo is as excellent of a piano and keyboard player as there is in the South Shore, and even far beyond. Where do you teach?
Well,
and where can folks get information?
I appreciate that. It's the Steadfast School of Music and Arts. It's located in Northeastern, out of Northeastern Center, just past the Children's Museum, 50 Oliver Street.
50 Oliver Street, Steadfast Music School in Easton.
Yeah, and we teach all instruments, along with drama, voice, photography. There's art, a lot of stuff going on there, a lot of good things. Can I give the number?
Absolutely.
Okay, 508-230-2787. 508-230-2787.
You know, Mike, I can strum some chords on guitar. I'm pretty adept at doing that. on piano, I want to have a piano in an apartment someday, and I want to know 3 songs just so I can impress girls and tell them that I play piano. I want to know Let It Be by the Beatles, God Only Knows by the Beach Boys, and Forever by the Beach Boys. If I know those 3 songs, I think I can make it work every time.
You're in.
I think so. Those are the 3 songs I want to know, Jack.
What do you think the easiest one would be?
I think Let It Be would be.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, Let It Be sounds
Absolutely
easy.
right.
I hear Imagine's pretty easy by John Lennon.
Not bad at all. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's one of the easier ones.
My dad can play it. He doesn't play a piano, so it's got to be easy, right?
Yeah.
God Only Knows, that's going to be the hardest.
That's the one I was trying to think of. That's
Yeah.
the most difficult, yeah.
So I should probably not set my goals that high to begin with. I should start with Let It Be, then go to
Just
Forever.
work up to it. That's
Just
all you
work
need to
up
do.
to it.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And we had you on stage last summer, huh? We can't
That's
forget
correct.
that.
Last
We can't
summer,
forget that.
Jack Colombo was kind enough to invite me on stage to play guitar with the Drifters. I don't care if my
was
guitar
awesome.
was turned up to below 1. I was
No,
strumming
I think
chords,
you
and
were louder than that.
I could
I
hear
think you
myself in my monitor, so yeah, I knew it was real.
Yeah.
So I was playing on stage with Charlie Thomas and the Drifters. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's got some guy that doesn't know how to read music playing behind him, and that was me. So
That was
fine.
awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Anytime you need me to do that again, Jack, I'll do that anytime.
I will do that. That will happen again.
I know how to
guarantee
play
it.
this magic moment now and save the.
You do?
Oh yeah. I know all the Drifters
What
songs.
key do you do this magic moment in?
He whispered A. And we could I'll tell you how I play it. It's 4 chords as far as I play it. I'm playing it by ear, so I go C, A minor, F, G. I think. Is that correct or no?
Absolutely.
Oh, see, there you go.
See, you're in
you.
the key of C,
Oh boy.
but we do it in A.
And then
That's no problem.
Then I switch down to an
A.
A minor and I go to an F when it goes to the.
It's perfect.
There we go. That's
Perfect.
how I do it.
Beautiful. Well, just tune your guitar down.
Okay, yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Exactly. The drummer for that show, by the way,
Amazing.
he was awesome.
Amazing. My
Formal-
favorite. One of my favorites, yeah.
Formerly recorded with George Harrison on some of George Harrison's solo material. So not only was I on stage with Charlie Thomas, but I was on stage with a guy who was a studio session drummer for a member of the Beatles. How cool is that? What was that guy's name?
John DiGiulio.
That guy rocked. He was great.
He was great. And the bass player was incredible, too.
Bass player was fantastic.
He worked with a lot of people, Kenny Loggins, Sammy Davis Jr., Liberace.
Oh, wow.
He worked when he was a kid, so, yeah. A lot of people. Very talented guy. He's actually a professor at Berkeley.
Very talented people indeed. Well, Jack, we're going to have you on again in the upcoming weeks to talk about some projects you have going on in your life. Right now, and you're going to stick around for this, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, Jack, I know that you've been waiting for this moment. This
moment. What is it?
This is a magic moment.
What is
60 seconds with the Democratic Cowboy live in studio. We're going to bring the big man in.
Right on. That sounds great.
Jack, if we need to hold him down, it's going to take both of us.
Live
so-
and in person.
Exactly.
I can't believe this.
He does exist. It's like the M&M commercial.
We'll take a break. I need to regain
Santa.
my composure here, so take a break, and that's good.
All right, so let's take a quick break. We'll bring Cowboy in. Stick with us here in the Metro South Morning Show, PM in the AM.
Cowboy.
.856, 23 degrees. That music can mean only one thing, but hey, he's here in studio, Pete.
Mike, no lie, when I had to entice Jack Colombo to come in studio, when at first he didn't respond, I said, we'll do a live version of 60 Seconds with the Cowboy in studio, and within minutes, I'll be there. I'll be there. Is that not true?
That is true, but you know something? I should have responded sooner, and I would have been here anyway. You know that.
Well, I got you here, so it worked.
Absolutely.
It worked.
At least we didn't have to tempt him with breakfast like we had to do with Newbie Rateau earlier this morning.
But the breakfast from Charlie's Diner was exceptional, was it not?
It was more than exceptional. It was great.
Oh, it was great.
It was great. Hats
More
off to
than
him.
exceptional.
Hats off.
Charlie's Diner, located
Big
on Belmont
thanks
Street.
to Charlie's Diner.
I went there the other day.
Well, I'm going to go there soon again.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Fantastic. Charlie's Diner. Proud sponsors of 60 Seconds with the Democratic Cowboy here on this Tuesday morning. Mike, would you like to take it away?
Well, it's time for a special live edition of 60 Seconds with the Democratic Cowboy. On a good day, a cowboy lasts 8 seconds on a bull. But can you last 60 seconds with the Democratic Cowboy? DC, hey, Your 60 seconds starts right now.
Hi, folks. This is the Democratic Cowboy coming to you live from the XBR studios. I'm telling you, I can't talk about what I want to talk about, what I saw last night on Monday Night Raw, because Mike's here. He hasn't seen it yet. But I'll tell you something. It was disgraceful. It was disgraceful. So tune in. And another thing, Dish, if you're still out there, I want my WrestleMania. I called you up during Monday Night Raw last night. I got to have my WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar is about to take over the UFC. Is that going to happen? Huh, fans? You're going to let Brock Lesnar take over the UFC if he wins against The Undertaker? Hell no. I'm telling you right now, I'm fed up with Dish not carrying WrestleMania. I hope they negotiate. Somebody told me last night that they're negotiating with the negotiating tables open, and Dish is going to do it. I hope, Dish. I'm praying, Dish. Come on, Dish. I gotta have my WrestleMania in my bedroom. It got to be part of my collection. I'm telling you. So I'm staying up on this. And I'm in here with Jack Colombo. Lyrics, real lyrics of this music. I'm telling you, the Drifters. The Drifters, I'm telling you,
He's still going, folks.
Woo, Ginsburg. I love you, Ginsburg.
He's still going, folks.
Did you cut off his mic earlier?
I did, and then I'm like, oh, he's still going. I got to put him up.
He's still going. Well, that has been a live edition of 60 Seconds with the Democratic Cowboy. That's the most apropos way we could possibly end this broadcast, Mike.
What a better way to end our 1-year anniversary than
no better
60
way.
60 seconds.
Well, we want to thank all of our guests who joined us in studio today. Dave Wheeler, Newbie Rateau, Robert Sullivan, Mayor Bill Carpenter. We want to thank Betsy Zulis, Mark Lindy, Jack Colombo, the Democratic Cowboy. Special thank you goes out to Charlie's Diner located on Belmont Street near the entrance to Brockton High for donating breakfast. Special thanks to all of the listeners who made their way through our studios this morning. We still have some breakfast left over, so if you want to come on down, folks, we're here for another few hours. 250 Belmont Street in Brockton.